Yeah, we are live.
All right.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening.
Yes. I mean, can we get some feedback from on the comments? Are we live, guys?
Hello.
Yeah, I think yes, we can see us. All right. Hi, guys. Thank you for coming here, coming for our AMA, and I'm really excited to be back here. I mean, last time we announced we showcased how we can transport, migrate tokens from Ethereum to Polkadex, and this week we are going to show that the mobile app interface. Like few months ago, we released a video, a design video showcasing how the app will be looking like, and we have made minor changes on the design. And today we have a working prototype that we have installed. We can install on our app mobile phones and test it out. And we have Vivek here, so he will be demonstrating a short video. It's a screen recorded video of how Polkadex app will be looking like and how we can interact with it, and he'll explain all the steps and how the different functionalities will look like. And definitely we are looking forward to a lot of feedback from you guys. And later this month, maybe 2 to 3 weeks from now, we'll be releasing this application to the beta testers program that we are finalizing now, and the beta tester community can test it out. And after feedback and suggestions from the beta tester community, we will release it to the open public, and everyone can download and test it out. So yeah, I think Vivek, you can take it away.
Yeah, thank you, Gautham. I'm really excited to showcase this application. In fact, we wanted to give it as a screen recording because there was no way to interactively show the mobile interface, so we had to record the screen. And this is basically, we were having different iterations, and the first iterations was already shared with the community, I think, a month ago, 2 months ago. And this is more or less the final version, but we will be, based on the feedback from the testers and people who are going to get access to this application, there will be more changes to it. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen and run through this application.
Thank you, Vivek.
Just a second.
Yeah, and you guys can ask. There's an ask a question option down below. So any questions, we're looking forward to have a live. We can answer it live, and we can organize the questions there. Okay.
Can you guys see the interface?
Yeah, we can.
All right, cool. So this is the first slide when you click open the app. It's recorded on an iPhone 12.
So here, Vivek, can you pause a bit?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I'll just go back a little bit. Yes.
Yeah, so we have the usual login screen where when the first time user installs the app, the user can choose to log in with Polkadot.js. So here we assume that the user has a hardware wallet or uses the Polkadot.js a browser extension for storing the funds, and that can be a cold wallet that the user is having in a browser extension like Polkadot.js, or they can use Ledger, Trezor, or any other cold wallet and store it some bank. So this is a one-time thing, and they use Polkadot.js, the login with Polkadot.js, and you can scan the QR code from the Polkadot.js. The address will be scanned, and that's how you log in or register your mobile phone to trade. So this is something, a unique feature that Polkadex will be providing. For example, there can be a situation where what if the user loses the phone? Will he lose the complete funds? Not necessarily, because if the user has a cold wallet and he is linking the mobile phone app with the cold wallet, then if he loses the phone, then he's not going to lose the funds. He only loses the access to that for that to that application or that private key. So this is a unique thing, and also this provides a lot of convenience and peace of mind, because you can trade whenever you want, and even if you lose the phone, the private key inside the phone will not allow anyone else, attacker, to run away with your fund or withdraw your funds, and your funds are still in the security under the security of the cold wallet that you have. So this is something really awesome that we have, and you can see we will showcase the screens of how Polkadot, how to link Polkadot.js.
Yeah, so you select and you scan that Polkadot.js wallet QR code, and your login will be initiated using your substrate wallet address. So this is the first default interface.
Yeah. So here you can see that this is literally the home page, just like a centralized exchange, and like the whole vision of Polkadex is that how can we provide an interface or an experience that allows user to not can the user should not be able to differentiate between Polkadex and any other centralized exchange. That's how the experience should be. So that's what we are trying to achieve, and we believe that this app actually delivers that.
Right, the login system itself is different from the regular centralized exchange wallets, right? You have to authenticate with your username and password, and you have to have a two-factor authentication. In this, it's all taken out. Basically, your signature is your user ID and password.
Yeah. And I just want to add to that point, because if you have used a centralized section, you see that if you want to withdraw, you need to have an email verification code, then you have an SMS verification code, then you have the Google Authenticator or Microsoft Authenticator or any kind of two-factor authentication. Then only then you can do something like something useful, right? But in here you don't need all those things, because you are secured by the private key, and just one click, bam, that's it.
So I will mention that there's a home button here on the left corner below, and you have a exchange selection or the trading pair option on the second tab, and then you have the third tab is the trading tab.
Vivek, if you click, if you
Right.
if you take that, if you move the cursor, they can see it clearly. Much better. If you pause it,
You want to pause it?
yeah, pause it, and if you move the cursor, that scroll bar will move away. So,
What do you mean?
can you click somewhere?
Yep.
Yeah, just click there. Yeah, so you can see there, the home page
Yep.
and the different tabs. Yeah.
Correct. So the third tab is the trading tab, and the last one is the wallet, your wallet details, your balances, and your deposit withdrawal, and all of that. So I'm going to move forward with that.
Yeah.
So this
So
trading tab, you select one of the trading pair, and you'll be able to see the interface to trade. We have some additional buttons or responsive items on the buttons that you see here, which I cannot show it right now, but it's coming as part of the video. When you click on that, you'll be able to see the graph and the pricing before you place the trade. That's a sell option. You have the buy orders and the sell orders, and then you have the market order and the stop orders and limit orders. And the slide screen, which is very, familiar to everyone, trades. Then you have the open order and the order history. I mean, it's basically has the basic elements when you try to trade, because we need to be very, have very less space to play with, right? So it's a dummy number, I've entered, record the video. So once you place the trade, you can see how it appears on the list of open trades. It looks amazing. Thank you, Philip.
Yeah, that's another question. So, what
coming up.
benefits while
Yeah.
holding PDEX offer? So,
Right.
yeah, so the way we are arranging our trading fees, that basically the same market maker fees and market taker fees. There is no market maker fee because we want to provide as much liquidity as possible. So for that reason, we don't have zero, like ever. It will be always zero market maker fees, and the market taker fees will be between 0.2% if you have no PDEX holding, and it will come down up to 0.05% if you have the maximum PDEX in your wallet. So just like BNB in Binance, we are also having a similar model. The more BNB or PDEX you have, in case of Polkadex Polkadex you have in your wallet, the lesser will be your taker fee. So simple as that.
Right. Now we move to the last menu item. That's the main wallet. You have different wallets. You have the spot trading wallet. When you click on one of the tokens, you can see the history of that token, the number of trades you placed, and the deposits, withdrawal, and the buy orders and sell orders separately, and a simple date, filtering mechanism just to filter out the trades that you want to calculate.
Yeah, and I want to add one more point there. The withdraw shown here, if you see, it will show in the video further. Um, you have the ability to withdraw. See, you are in the Polkadex ecosystem or the Polkadot ecosystem right now, and you have bitcoins. Then you can withdraw directly to Bitcoin mainnet. So, for example, you have one BTC. You just click how much BTC you want to enter, and the Bitcoin address in which you want to withdraw. Then you slide to withdraw, and you get real Bitcoin on the real Bitcoin mainnet, just like any centralized exchange. So this happens using the cross-chain bridges technology that we are working on, which is a big awesome project. I'm really excited about. We haven't announced it yet, but we will release more details onto that near to September, near our launch, when we launch along with this, and also it's on partnership with an Israel team, and it's one of a groundbreaking technology that we're working on, which allows Polkadex to withdraw and deposit directly from other chains like Bitcoin derivatives, like Litecoin, Dogecoin, all the Bitcoin derivatives, and also the derivatives of Ethereum, like Ethereum Classic, Ethereum, and all the other chains. So this is something that we're working on. So this app is designed to support that also, which means that if you enter in this screen, you can see here, if you enter if it is Bitcoin, and if you enter one Bitcoin and enter your Bitcoin address that you want to withdraw to, and click slide to withdraw, bam, few seconds later you get Bitcoins in your mainnet, Bitcoin mainnet. So that's something that we are working on. Yeah.
And adding to that, the good thing is that you can use this as a wallet as well, because you have a QR code scanner. So if you want to spend it on another person or another place, you can actually scan it using the QR code option. I think it should be coming up shortly. Yes, when you scan it, you can read the address from the destination and just keep, as part of the withdrawal, it will be sent to that address. So you can use it as a wallet.
So in the particular demo, we don't have any backend configured. So this is not talking to any blockchain right now at the moment, but we will be configuring that in the coming weeks, and before we'll release it to the beta testers program. So it will contain all the features, including placing order, canceling order, trading, graph, everything. The withdrawal and deposit parts won't be there. But the remaining will be there. So this will have phased release. We get something working, and then we release it to the community, because we want to be as transparent as possible of what we are trying to do in the last few weeks that we are developing here. So yeah.
Yeah, I think Alex is asking transfer of coins of other blockchains. Yes, you'll have native support. That's what we are working on.
Yeah, Polkadex will be able to transfer coins from Ethereum and Bitcoin when we launch, and maybe like 3 or 4 months after that, Polkadex will be able to support other derivatives of Bitcoin like Litecoin, Dogecoin, all the other coins out there, and also Ethereum Classic and all the other derivatives of Ethereum. So this is a technology that we are working on right now, but we haven't announced it yet. But this just, you can treat this like a sneak peek into what's going on. So as soon as it is up and running and we have it working in our testnet, we will be announcing it. You can expect 2 to 3 months for that to complete.
Right. And we'll have a full-fledged research paper on that specific technology itself. So it's going to be very interesting and useful for everyone.
Yeah.
And coming back to the application, while you're trading, if you want to see how the information about the token or coin, the coin info button below will actually send you a brief information about the coin. So that is an option where you don't have to go to coin market cap each time to find out, okay, what it is, what the coin is about. So there's a space to add it. Yes, it's actually very simple. I mean, very limited but useful features. Didn't want to clutter the interface at all. And even in the wallet section, you can actually click and see the your the market price of that specific token that you're holding. And you have a way to monitor your current portfolio balance, how much you have, and the percentage. And the pie chart is also, we're planning to bring that here on the same face. And you also have an option to find out what's your holding change in the next. That's something which we as traders, you want to know how much is the gain in 24 hours or in a week's time and a month's time, how much were you able to trade and what's your profit percentage. So those things are being taken into account. And this is the notification that you see, the bell icon you see on the right upper side corner. And you can see all the important transactions you have done in one click. You can see that. Of course, fiat off and on ramp will be there. We're working on it. We have to get the required licenses to get that in place. And wherever possible, we are trying to have native integration so that you can avoid any unnecessary hops to and from the system. And this is actually the home page where you get to sort out, you have a basic ranking based on the volume and losers and gainers. I mean, this is things that people are familiar with, who are used to trading. It's easier to find out best performing assets.
Yeah, Leo Warrior 911 is asking. I still can't grasp how we are trading without our funds in it. This is the future. So yeah, I mean, this is possible because of the way substrate works, and also the technology developed by Intel. It's called Trusted Execution Environment. That is also used by another project called Fala, and also Integrity. That's another ecosystem project in Polkadot. So using this technology, we can Polkadot is already implementing the concept of proxy accounts, which means that the validator can use a different private key for staking, and even if that private key is lost, the stake amount or the validator stake tokens are not lost. So this we are just repurposing the same logic, but for a different use case. I mean, our thought process, like, how can we create an experience on an application, a mobile application, such that you don't need to take Ledger or Trezor or any other hardware wallet every single time you want to place an order. I mean, that's the shittiest experience ever, right? So that's why we created it in such a way that there's a proxy account and the main account. Main account holds the funds, and that will be the private key of that account will be stored in something, some cold storage or some bank or something. And then you have the proxy account, which will be a simple mobile application or the Polkadot JS extension, and you can simply trade from that. And even if you lose the proxy account, the private key of that, the attacker can the worst thing that attacker can do is that sell your bitcoins at $1. That's the worst thing that he can do. But still we have protection to not avoid that. And at the end of the day, it's the responsibility of the user to keep his private keys safe. If it is not your key, not your coins, right?
Right. Someone has asked whether we have it on Android. Of course, we have the app. It's ready actually, but we wanted to display it as a demo. We have taken iOS.
Yeah. the exact same UI interface will be there for Android, and we are using the Flutter technology, which means that the same code base will deploy to both Android and iOS.
And Atom is again asking any plans to support XLM Stellar mainnet. I think it will be based on governance vote and overall popularity that we try to add additional change, right, Gautham? I think we'll go.
And it will also depend on the technology side, because the way tokens are bridged between different blockchains, there is a technology involved there. So there are limitations to the technology. Not all chains can be integrated, but 90% of the blockchains out there and tokens out there can be integrated using the cross-chain technology. So yes, it will be a possibility, but it will require you guys, the community, the Stellar community and the Polkadex community to come together and force them to help us implement that. So it depends on the community. If there is sufficient demand for it, of course it will be there, it will be done.
Right. Musahid is asking, can you withdraw funds to a bank account in future? Of course, it is possible once we have the fiat integration and the license to do that.
Yeah. So like we said earlier, like in one of our last AMAs, we talked about decentralized KYC. So this app takes care of, that's one of the sections that is not yet implemented in the application, which is the implementing the decentralized KYC. And once that is up and running, if the user has did the KYC, it will follow the exact same procedure that a centralized exchange follows, where all the fiat related part will have the regulations and the required verification levels, and then if the user is passing all those things, then of course if they can withdraw. And that's something that we are working on. Like Polkadex is not exactly centralized, at the same time decentralized. So there are multiple components here, right? So all the tokens, all the blockchain stuff are decentralized. User holds it, it's not centralized. The fiat stuff, bank account, nobody can decentralize a bank, a normal bank, right? So that part will be centralized and will require KYC, and but the to keep the true spirit of DeFi, we implemented decentralized KYC so that at least the user can have the peace of mind that his KYC details is not used by the Polkadex company or the team behind it to create a profile of him. So that's what we are trying to do here.
And I think there's a question about I'm an ETH noob. I do most of my smart chaining on BSC. It's well understood that an exchange to actually have proper liquidity, it's very important to have it connected to as many important chains as possible, as many ecosystems as possible. So for the exact same reason, that's the reason why we are on Polkadot, and also, of course, Ethereum is part of the Web3, the larger Web3 ecosystem, and you will have an option to move your tokens and take it back. So that is something we are working on. It will be possible from Ethereum, and also Binance Chain, if it supports, I think, why not?
Yeah, and we also have plans for supporting Binance Smart Chain, because the technology that we are working on can support it. I'm not saying any timeline for it, but it will be there down the lane, most probably next year, maybe. The support will be there. The initial focus is on Bitcoin and Ethereum, getting that up and running, making it work. Then we will keep on adding newer chains, so that depending on the community, the governance will decide, using the treasury, on-chain treasury, Polkadex token, we will submit the community can submit a proposal saying that, okay, their community is ready to spend certain amount of tokens from treasury for building certain bridges, and it can be taken up by any developer team who is willing to cooperate with us and take our source code and start building the bridges. So that is pretty much possible, and that's one of the main reasons why we have a treasury which holds like 50% of the token supply, which will be used for such activities, for building multiple bridges and providing grants for teams who wants to implement more bridges for Polkadex.
Will we be able to stake PDEX through the app? I know it's not right now there, right?
Yeah, it's the whole point of app is to separate it and focus completely on trading. So all the staking, the decentralized part, where the validation, staking, governance, everything will be through the browser interface, where the user will be able to interact directly with the blockchain node and not through the app, because the app is more for a decentralized KYC users, because it involves fiat and all the other things. So you can stake the PDX token, but it will be through the browser interface, the browser website.
Right.
Yeah, so we have a lot of how do you plan to compete with the likes of Uniswap? Do you think you believe outright superior technology that in time people will swap, or do you believe market is large enough to coexist? So yeah, I mean, Polkadex is not only about order book. So most probably by end of this month, we'll be showcasing the Polka pool, where the community can make use of the same Uniswap version 2 in our system, but with no front running and complete feeless transaction. So that is something that's already done. It's already there in our code base, and we by today or tomorrow we will be pushing it to the master branch, and the team, the community can download and run the node, and we'll be updating our testnet also. And using that, we will showcase. We'll also demonstrate in a separate AMA maybe later this month, where the user can use the same feature, the same Uniswap version 2 feature, at the same time have the feeless transaction and no front running. The front running is mathematically impossible in Polka pool. So that's something that we have. On top of that, it's not about competition. It's about how can we provide a better experience to the user. So if Polka pool or Polkadex in general is providing a better user experience, we believe that definitely community will be there, and it will be the best DEX possible.
Do you plan, or are you already carbon neutral? I think the whole Polkadot ecosystem is carbon neutral, right? So it's running on cost, so it shouldn't be a problem.
So that's why we have the proof of stake, right? To move away from proof of work, and it depends. It depends on how it is comparatively better option compared to proof of work or Bitcoin, proof of work based things like Bitcoin and other systems, maybe. Yeah. And operating systems, it will be supported on Android and iOS, so both will be there. Launch of high gas fees. Yeah, I mean, the Polkadex app is not interacting with the blockchain directly. It is using the enclave technology or the trusted execution environment, which means that there is no gas fees or no transaction fees for submitting or placing orders from your wallet. But at the same time, there is only the trading fee, the normal trading fee that you incur when you place a market order or a market take order. So you don't need to worry about gas fees.
Is there a live customer support feature in Polkadex Mobile App where we can submit problem suggestions, ideas, and KYC to use it? Is there a referral bonus program? I think live chat is not currently implemented, and as far as identifying problems is concerned, I think we have a separate channel to do that. I don't think we should clutter the application for making use of all the feedback. So we can have other options also for that. And there's definitely a referral program, which is part of the on-chain mechanism. And Gautham, maybe you want to brief that, right?
Yeah, I mean, so when we launch, all these are still in the planning stage. So we have a referral program that we are planning, and which will increase the usage of Polkadex and also the order book in general. And which will be a community-led program itself. So it's more like sharing the trading fees kind of thing. So it will be announced later when the mainnet goes live. And because we want to test out the economics of it, we want to test out the security, different aspect. If is there any attack scenario where someone can exploit the program instead of actually helping the network grow, the community grow. So it will be there definitely, but we will announce the details later this year.
Next question is about KYC. Will fiat be available in all countries, the US? Well, initially, we will not be offering it to any countries that considers the tokens as securities. So we will not be available in the US in the beginning, but we definitely have plans in the future. Based on our growth, we will see how to acquire the necessary licenses to launch in other jurisdictions.
Yeah.
Use the app to transfer. Yes, fiat will be supported. Credit cards as well. Because fiat credit card, the entire banking bouquet of services comes with the banking service provider. So when one of these licenses gets implemented, I think everything comes together with it.
Yeah, and so there is a question about how ERC20 token transferred to Ethereum via different bridges. So yes, there will be different. The same ERC20 token will be represented via different tokens because the source of token will be via different bridges. So in Polkadex, how we are handling it, it will be represented. For example, if you are bringing a chain link token via chain bridge or Snowfork, then it will be represented as the contract address will be there, and also it will say that this token came through Snowfork or Parachain or chain bridge or our own bridge. So it will be represented. So the customer can decide. There will be the Polka pool will support conversion between these two, the same types of token via different bridges, and that's how users can change between bridges.
Yeah, someone
That's
asked
a really good question.
about the US situation. See, basically, the order book is is part of the European regulation, right? But you have the decentralized protocol, which is actually released as Polka Swap. Sorry, the Polka pool. So, which means that is possible to be used by anybody. It's a decentralized network, so nobody's preventing you from accessing it from anywhere.
Yeah.
And when can you get your hands dirty with Polkadex and Polkadex Mobile App? I think the first step will be to identify the beta testers. We do have very good list of applications. Once we identify that, I think in 2 weeks' time, we should be able to give them the application to test.
Yeah. How do you plan to attract people to loan their dot for Parachain auction, and what will be the rewards like? So yeah, I mean, we already have about 2 million Polkadex token for all the contributors of Parachain auction set aside, and it is also shown in the token economics in our website. And once our products are ready in our test network and everything is working and as expected, and we believe that we are ready to go live, then we will be announcing the Parachain strategy, and then we will be going for the auctions. And most probably we'll be going for Polkadot auctions, not necessarily Kusama, because for an exchange like Polkadex doesn't necessarily have a use case to have Parachain bridges to both. Since we are not a protocol, we are an application specific Parachain.
What modern functions will be there in the Polkadex wallet? Well, basically, I think the first, we're not really focused on making anything modern, but actually to make whatever functions that we have available in the centralized space is available to be used in a decentralized manner. So that is Polkadex's focus. And the first step will be throwing out the username and which is what you experience normally, which is like, so the signatures make it extremely simple and easy in a decentralized space. You identify people through signatures. So that is one of the major change that you will experience when you start using the app. There are several more, but I don't think we have time to cover all that.
Yeah. Like a lot of questions. So I'm gonna skip and take, yeah, I mean, Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash will be supported later, maybe next year, but not at the moment. We don't have any plans for supporting that right now. But technology-wise, it is possible. And Polkadex wallet is it's a multi-chain wallet, and it's a single wallet which holds the representation of BTC. It doesn't show other wallets. It won't.
Yeah, I think there's a question where it's very critical about, don't want to hear answers like the finished version of Polkadex will support all coins and blockchains. Well, I think we have to be very practical here. We'll go with BTC and ETH first, because that is a large, oldest ecosystem we have. So we have to, out of respect, we have to support a Bitcoin and Ethereum ecosystem before we go. And of course, as part of the Polkadot, that's the first things we'll do. And the rest will be purely based on governance and upon popular demand.
Yeah, and how many tokens will be available for trading when the app official? So we haven't decided yet, but most probably somewhere around 10 to 20 different trading pairs will be there when we start, and then more will be added via governance and all the other, depending on other factors.
I think same questions were repeated on the cross-chain support. Yes, we will be supporting other chains. So it's how many tokens will be available for trading when the app actually launches on mainnet. By how many tokens, if you meant the Polkadex token, You can go through the tokenomics to get the exact number. It's or if you're meant the trading pair, we'll be starting off with the the Ethereum ecosystem first. So all the ERC20 tokens from there can be used here. We're not worried about the bear market because we are fully funded as with fiat. So we do not take any speculation into effect, and we are focused on the work, nothing else. So we are very well in place to complete the project. We are fully funded project.
Yeah,
Bear
and
market.
Plan Extend asking about, are we the two guys who are working on this? This is one of the main questions asked by the community. So there was a settings error in GitHub which didn't allow the other people who are working on Polkadex to be shown. But if you check our previous videos, you can see that there are more than 8 or 9 people, developers, engineers working on Polkadex right now. And you can also check our website, the team section. So, and also more than 3 engineers will be joining us this month. So it's like the team size is about 10 to 15 engineers working on it, and not including the marketing and the rest of the team, the social media, extra. All right.
Get the most votes for all participants. How many languages will the exchange support in the future?
Yeah, so when will you be releasing the documentation and requirements to run the validator nodes? Yeah, so we'll be releasing the documentation to run the testnet nodes most probably by Monday. We have the documentation ready in the PR request in our GitHub. It's just a matter of reviewing it and pushing it to the master. So we'll be having a release today from our develop to our mainnet, the master, the main branch. You can use Docker, and also you can download the code, compile and run it yourself and see for yourself. And we'll also update the testnet by next week, most probably. And regarding the validator nodes, we are still working on the cross-chain bridge, as we mentioned earlier, which has certain extra requirements. So it's still in development. It's not yet completed. So as soon as we complete that, we can announce the validator, the requirements to run the validator nodes. And there is there will be Polkadex validator node will not be like any other substrate nodes. There will be an extra requirement because we have some extra features that allows us to bridge tokens from other chains. At the same time, provide bridging the tokens will not have a very high fees compared to other projects out there, bridging projects out there. So once that bridge protocol is completed, we'll announce the exact details of the requirements of the validator nodes. Yes, it's the same question. Bitcoin, ETH will be the main chains, and also via parachain. Once we get parachain, all the other parachain projects and Polkadot and Kusama will be supported in Polkadex.
Yes, someone's asked, is finance but decentralized? It's currently how people see, considering Polkadex to compete the established order of exchanges, finance and coin. What is Polkadex edge above the others? How can Polkadex be more than just an exchange and offer a convincing product, which is like how Binance Smart Chain gave to an ecosystem? I think we are focused on trying to solve a problem here, and we are not trying to, compete right away with anybody. There are certain problems or gaps in the ecosystem with the kind of technology available to us. It should be possible to create the experience of a centralized exchange in a decentralized manner. And almost all of the projects are working towards it, and they've reached somewhere, right? So it is the way the world is going to change, where you have more decentralized applications replacing the middle layer that we have right now, the trusted layer that we have. So the trusted layer will become thinner and thinner, where more peer-to-peer interaction will happen. So it's just the way it is going to happen. It's only a matter of time. So either the centralized entities have to adopt to that, or so it's not a matter of competition; it's a matter of technology change. Yeah, that's what blockchain brings to us, right? Polkadot holders will get any airdrop. I think airdrops and all such, what do you say, distribution is part of the ecosystem building plan. So it is going to come up in small sizes, where you have a bounty program, then you have a program for beta testers, and you have a program for, so it just happens as part of the ecosystem building. So we have set aside some tokens for that, and that will be that, for the airdrop.
Yeah, it's about 40 minutes. We planned this AMA for 30 minutes, but it's already 40 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's all, and most probably we will be coming up with the browser interface. We'll be showcasing the browser interface and how the exchange will be looking like from the browser or the desktop. Hopefully, if everything goes well, it will be shown to next week, and if not, the week after that. But anyway, we will keep you updated. Always follow our Twitter, Telegram, all the our social media channels, and yeah,
Right. I think we have
keep you updated.
the popular questions, at least the ones with the maximum votes. I think there are a few more. If you can just maybe take this out and put this on Telegram, we can have it answered offline.
Yeah.
Right. So it's not an issue.
All right.
That is it. So if everything goes well, see you guys next week with the order
Have a
book.
good day, guys. Bye bye.
Have a great day. Bye bye. Take care, all of you.